Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Last week I shared with you how to make a botanical infused facial toner using infused witch hazel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to incorporate an infused witch hazel into a beautiful body lotion formula. This body lotion is going to be perfect for the upcoming warmer months of the season because it's got a nice cooling effect from the witch hazel, but it's got a great lightweight, kind of non-greasy, nourishing and hydrating skin feel to it as well. In this video today, I'm going to be going over my full visual step-by-step process and tutorial of how to put together this beautiful infused body lotion. And if you would like the full written, detailed step-by-step tutorial and formula with percentages and amounts so you can scale up or down as you like, along with links to where you can purchase everything used to make this lotion, please head on over to my Patreon campaign. I'll go ahead and place the link in the description box below for you. If you haven't had a chance to check out my campaign yet, I really hope that you will. In addition to this formula, there are hundreds of formulas and tutorials for you to take advantage of, dating all the way back to June of 2019. So we're almost at 6 years now of weekly formulas and tutorials. I never take down anything that I publish, so you have hundreds of formulas and tutorials at your disposal over there. And not to mention, it's a great way to connect with me and other makers. I really hope that you'll click the link and check it out. And we are still offering coupon codes to my favorite suppliers like Makesy.com and OnlineLabels.com, making your sign up really well worth it. All right, let's get started. Okay, so in today's lotion formula, we are going to be using a percentage of some calendula infused witch hazel, and this is the one that I made. If you would like some more detailed information visually on how to make a witch hazel infusion, please check out last week's video. I showed you how to make one with fresh plant matter, and this is the one that I showed you how to make last week. I'm still infusing these beautiful variegated rose petals, and it's turning a nice pink color. And you can make your infusion out of dried or fresh plant matter with witch hazel. And this one I just made with a bunch of dried calendula petals and witch hazel. So go ahead and check out last week's video to learn more about how to make the actual infused witch hazel. So what we're going to do is start off by weighing our heated water phase. This formula has 3 phases: a heated water phase, a heated oil phase, and a cool down phase. And the first thing we're going to weigh off is just some distilled water. Really important when you're making lotions to make sure your environment, your workstation, your tools and equipment are as clean and sanitized as possible, because we're going to be combining oils and water together, and it's easy to introduce bacteria. So we're going to go ahead and weigh off some distilled water. Perfect. And then to this water, we're going to be adding in our witch hazel infusion. This is going to create a nice kind of yellow color, golden yellow color to this water phase. But as you'll see in the finished product, it doesn't really show up very well. It's a slight kind of golden color, but not super strong. So we're going to go ahead and add in our witch hazel, infused witch hazel. And this is infused with calendula petals. Calendula petals and flowers are very well known for their anti-inflammatory and anti-redness properties. Super soothing and calming. So this is why I've chosen calendula for this formula. I was going for kind of a nice after shower or after shave lotion to put on your legs and your body, just to kind of help soothe, calm, and cool the skin. Then we're going to add in some glycerin. We're adding quite a bit of glycerin to this formula for its nice humectant properties. This is going to draw moisture from the air to your skin, and it also gives your lotion a really nice conditioned type feeling. And that is it for the actual water phase of this formula. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a stir just to combine the glycerin with the witch hazel in the water. We're making a 200-gram batch today. So witch hazel is antiseptic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, So it's got a lot of really nice healing properties to it, anti-inflammatory. It can also be used to depuff the eyes. It's great for facial toners, as you saw in last week's video. So next we're going to weigh out our heated oil phase. We're going to start out by weighing off some kokum butter. I got this kokum butter from Brambleberry. Now, kokum butter is rich in fatty acids, so it is known for its ability to help really hydrate and moisturize the skin. It's also considered non-comedogenic, so it's not going to clog up your pores. It's just going to offer some really nice hydration and moisture. I really like the skin feel of this butter. It's similar to cocoa butter. The next oil we're going to be adding in is some sweet almond oil. Sweet almond oil is a great emollient. This is going to help the lotion to glide over the skin and give you that nice, rich feeling. You could replace this with any other light carrier oil of your choice. Just know that whatever you do decide to swap it out with, it will change the emolliency and the overall skin feel. A good substitution would be sunflower oil. Okay. Next, we're going to be adding in some emulsifying wax. Now, I am just using regular generic emulsifying wax NF. This is a great complete emulsifying wax. Helps to contribute a little bit to thickness while also combining the oils and the waters very effectively. If you guys are familiar with my perfect lotion formula from back in 2020 or 2019, I believe, that one I still make and use all the time. This one I think I'm liking even a little bit better than that one. So I really hope you give this one a try. So to this, we're going to add some stearyl alcohol. So I'm going to be using a combination of stearyl alcohol and cetyl alcohol. If you want, you can replace the stearyl alcohol and cetyl alcohol with just cetyl alcohol, which is just a combination of stearyl alcohol and cetyl alcohol. This is going to give a really nice skin feel. It's going to be velvety feeling and also just kind of airy and lightweight. So I really like the combination of stearyl alcohol and cetyl alcohol together, also known as cetyl alcohol. Okay. And here comes the cetyl alcohol. This is going to add a nice kind of thickness and richness to the formula, and also a really nice and velvety skin feel. I am just using the cetyl alcohol and the stearyl alcohol at a 50-50 blend here. So if you do decide to get cetyl alcohol, it does come in different, just so you know, it does come in different blends. You can get like a 40-60 and other type of ratios. I'm just using a 50-50 blend of cetyl alcohol and stearyl alcohol. All right, that's it for our heated oil phase. So I'm just going to take our heated oil phase and our heated water phase. I'm going to heat these up, melt down the oils, butters, and waxes until everything is heated through to about 160 degrees, and then we'll be back to combine the heated oil and water phases. All right, so my oil and water phases are now sufficiently warmed through and melted down, and it's time to go ahead and combine them together so to create a lotion. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my water phase into my oil phase ingredients here. As you can see, it's already starting to emulsify, giving that a little bit of a stir. Then I'm going to use my stick blender my high immersion stick blender here to go ahead and really combine the oil and water phase together to create lotion. All right, now we're going to go ahead and allow this to cool down, and we're going to come back in every few minutes, either stirring by hand or a little bit with the immersion blender until it cools down to about 100 degrees. Now, one thing I didn't mention, I mentioned this last week, is one of the reasons I'm really liking the witch hazel infusions is because you can use quite a bit of it in a formula, meaning you're getting the constituents from that plant at a higher rate than maybe you would in another sort of extract that you can only use at about a 1% ratio, 1 to 3% ratio in your formulas. So I've really been enjoying the use of the witch hazel infusions because, again, you can add a little bit more than you would in an extract. So we're just going to go ahead and allow this to cool off. And while this is cooling, we're going to go ahead and weigh off the cool down ingredients. All right, so the first thing that we're going to weigh off for the cool down ingredients is some bee pollen extract. Now, bee pollen extract is very high in vitamins and nutrients, and I thought it went really good with the calendula infusion. So we're going to go ahead and put some bee pollen extract in here. Now you can use a different extract if you wanted to keep this formula more plant-based or vegan friendly. You could use something like oat extract instead. That would also be a nice complement. There we go. Then we're just going to add a little bit of fragrance oil. Today I'm using Honolulu Sun by the Flaming Candle. Honolulu Sun smells real tropical. It's a Bath & Body Works dupe. If you guys are familiar with the Honolulu Sun over at Bath & Body Works, it smells pretty similar to that one. It's got like some notes of tonka. Really beautiful tropical fruit. Today we're going to be using some Optifin 176 for the preservative. This is great for lotions and creams. Going to give this a little bit of a stir, and then we're just going to set this aside and wait for our formula to cool down before adding this in. So I'll bring you back for the next step. All right, so the formula has cooled down to about 100 degrees, still warm, but we're ready to go ahead and add in those cool down ingredients. As you can see, it's gained some viscosity here as well, and will continue to thicken up as it cools. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my cool down phase ingredients, giving this a stir by hand to combine. And then I'm going to come back in with the immersion blender and just make sure everything is well combined and emulsified. All right, I'll bring you back when it's all cooled off and ready to package up. All right, so the lotion is now about 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're about 72 degrees here in my workspace. So still it's going to thicken up a little bit more as it continues to cool, but we've got a nice viscosity here, a really nice, perfect lotion consistency. So we're going to go ahead and package this up, and I'll give you a little bit of a use demo. Smells super good. I'm just putting it into this little 5-ounce PET wide mouth container. I know not all of it's going to fit in here, I don't think. Just a beautiful opacity, really nice formula. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and pop the lid on this one, and I'll give you a little bit of a use demo with one that I have been using now for a little while. This way you can get a good idea of what it looks like when it completely firms up and what it looks like as it goes onto the skin. It's kind of hard to see the actual texture on camera here, but I'll give you a good idea. It scoops up super easily, not like thick like a body butter, but perfectly thick like a lotion. This could go into a squeeze bottle of some sort as well if you would rather. I'm not sure how well it would come through a pump bottle. Probably if the container had a thicker pump, or like a pump that could take thicker fluids, it would work okay. This one was fragranced with Vanilla Pear by Nature's Garden. Beautiful in this lotion as well. So Just gonna go ahead and spread this on. As you can see, it just glides right in, leaving no white streaking or soaping on the skin. Feels silky, airy, supremely hydrating and moisturizing without feeling greasy. Really, really gorgeous. Has a little bit of a cooling effect from that witch hazel infusion. Awesome. I'm really liking this formula. I hope you do too. And that's it, everybody. That's how you make a beautiful botanical infused body lotion. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please leave me some comments and questions below. That really means a lot to me. Share this video with a friend, and why not subscribe to my channel? All right, everyone. Catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.